You don't know, me know. So. Thought we'd have more than that. Yosh, Ikuzo. That works. Ikuzo, hello. It is a Sunday. It is not that bad in terms of the heat. Something happened. This happened. I broke his neck apparently. But, ladies and gentlemen, it is a weekend. It is a vibe. And not only is Bruno Mars having feels back there, he's also having feels in the Fortnite, if you didn't know. So we're gonna go. Gonna have a vibe, and yeah, let's try to loosen up for the weekend. It is gonna be an interesting one. I'm looking forward to it. Plans are in the ways, and we're just gonna try to make it happen. As always, it is your boys, Ookami Sustage, to EXP626, here to add a little bit of value and vibes for the weekend. So, with all that being said, take it away, Bruno Mars. Wait, I believe we just did. This has been a while. I don't know how to do this anymore. Okay, this is all. It says D, but it's actually C sharp. So I got this. That's not it. That's the wrong fucking song. Woo. Good job. Fucking asshole. Had a dream that we were dead, but we pretended that we fuck. When the plants on the planet took calculated and broken in hand. I have to remember that it's deep. Fuck, it's a flat. Okay, it's a flat. I'm so sorry. Okay, it's fine. Sharp D E. There we go. Love it when these fucking guitarists put up the wrong notes on guitars. Had a dream that we were dead, but we didn't until with no regrets and never bled. And we took everything life could give and came broken in hand. In the hearts of the blind, something you'll never find is a vision of light. With the voice in the dead, I'm screaming, I don't know who I am anymore. Not once in life have I been real, but I never felt this close before. I've been looking in the window, I've been dressing in your clothes, I've been walking dead, watching you long enough to know I can't go. Had a dream that fire fell from the sky, and I warmed me of this hell, and I spit in his native high, and left him crying for my soul. He said we're done in the hearts of the blind. Something you'll never find is a vision of light. With the voice in the dead, I'm screaming. I don't know who I am anymore. Not once in life have I been real, but I've never felt this close before. I've been dancing in the window, I've been dressing in your clothes, I've been walking dead, letting you long enough to know I can't go. Hearts of the blind, and what you'll find is a vision of light. With the voice in the head, I'm screaming. I don't know who I am anymore. Not once in life have I been real, but I never felt this close before. I've been listening in your window, I've been dressing in your clothes, I've been walking and watching you long enough to know I can't pull in your window. I've been dressing in your clothes, I've been walking and watching you long enough to know I can't come looking through your window. I've been dressing in your clothes, I've been walking and watching you long enough to know something like that. Man, these things are fun. It's just always an adventure to see how far we're gonna get with that one. And with that, obviously YouTube stepping in. Damn, bro, he needs gas. So, man, Flyleaf, pretty cool. I do believe we're gonna go for a vibe today, and there's a reason why those chord changes really sucked, but we'll get there. For now, and say adios to our little homie as we hurry off. Bozo. All right. So it's been a week. It's been a while. Been out there, been living the samurai life. That's kind of cool. But internet technology and everything that comes with upgrading our lives, shall we call it, it's always changing, it's always moving. And yesterday, AOL finally pulls the plug. Man. All right, this is by the gamer over to Mr. Dr. Connor over at the gamer. We're fast approaching the end of era. AOL, a company that hadn't realized still existed. Wow, it does. Does well to search to make AOL dial recorders and AOL advanced plan. What the fuck are you talking about? America's online dial was once ubiquitous with the internet, if you didn't know. It was there for dial-ups. You used to use your phones to connect, and you used to have to like share the internet. If you've never lived until you've had to share a landline with other people. And that's it. That's all I'll say about that. Too many hours of medicine every night, after too many minutes listening time, and started noises. September medieval authority Joffrey Counter is proven right once again. All good things must come to an end. Famously proclaimed when the internet connectivity he doubtless utilized in England's turbulent 1370s shuts down for good. What? Alright. Spotted by Tom Warren. This is by Tom Warren. AOL will discontinue a dial-up service on December 30th. All associated software, including AOL Dialer and AOL Shield browser, are going with it. Some companies have called it the sunsetting process or something, but AOL didn't even bother with jargon. It's just plain almost dead. Damn. America Online traces its history to PlayNet, licensed by Quantum Link, or Q-Link, which launched in late 1985. And by 1989, America Online was such a commonly shorthand by millions of early net surfers, early as 1995. Good times. At its peak, roughly 20 million consumers in the United States were regularly viewing AOL's cute little buddy avatar whenever they hopped online to check out eBay, email, and a popular little bookstore called Amazon. Suffice to say, AOL is no longer nearly so prolific as it once was. Its heyday, an ISP of its decades in the past, but it's kept keeping on as an entertainment and lifestyle website, which has continued to offer dial-up services ever since. Something inherently bizarre about saying farewell to something I had already left behind in the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion release, the 2006 original, of course, not the 2005 remaster. I'd be shocked, blah 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 blah. Left without the net from October rewards from AOL's unique dial-up, offering Ghost Kaput, but if I'm wrong, condolences. Gamer. Interesting vibes at the gamer. That's why we don't really click too often. But I thought that was kind of interesting to check out. We all know that internet is something that is ubiquitous to our lives. We can no longer function without internet connectivity. But there was a time when downloading a single, LimeWire song took dedication, you know? You actively had to all right, I'm going to set my afternoon aside. I'm going to search up these songs. I'm going to leave them downloaded into Queen. And then you just let that do its thing. And there was something I feel, I don't know, respect. I believe that we just got so used to how technology works that we've lost the appreciation for it. It's just like the anything that is readily available is kind of not as warranted. But it's interesting to see how speed really changed how we connect, right? AOL Messenger and emails and all that stuff, even Amazon, like they said, were all a thing that existed. It's just with the speed and relativity of how we continue to move quicker and faster and just learn how to absorb all this information in our own ways, quote unquote, is really interesting to change the radicalization of just how we go from one spot to the other spot. But you're right. At the end of the day, you will no longer know if you got mail, and that makes you feel a thing or two. No one will know. No one from here on out will know about the existence of AOL and what it brought to the table, except those who are out there being like, "Damn, I remember dial-up." And that, ladies and gentlemen, is history in a nutshell. Because the Xbox Just Cause Makers Xbox exclusive Contraband canceled. Made an recent cuts. Wow. Yep, it's true. This is by Ethan Gotch over in Kotaku. Ethan, I missed you. It's been a good minute. Xbox console exclusive Contraband was first revealed back in 2021 and has been missing in action ever since. The co-op heist shooter from the makers of Just Cause has now officially been canceled, as reported by Bloomberg, the latest Xbox-backed project to land on a chopping block amid mass layoffs across Microsoft's gaming division. Quote, over the past several years, Avalanche Studio Group and Xbox Game Studios Publishing have collaborated on Contraband. The studio confirmed in a statement on social media, quote, active development has stopped while we evaluate the project's future. We're thankful for the excitement we've seen from the community since we've announced, and we will give an update on what's next as soon as we can. End quote. Business is booming. What? Apparently it isn't. The first game was shown as Xbox 2021 Summer Showcase just 6 months after the new Xbox Series XS has launched. Jesus. It was positioned as, that's the PS5 for those of us who don't know. At the launch of the PS5, they said they were going to make this game. It was positioned as one of a number of next-gen exclusive titles that will make the console an appealing platform to invest in. Quote, to fully deliver on our vision for Contraband, we have an amazing team at Avalanche Studios pushing boundaries, blah, 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 bullshit. Avalanche Studios game director Amelie Shark wrote at the time, quote, we built the engine to unlock the creativity of our developers, and we're excited to take full advantage of the new capabilities of Xbox Series X. Shut the fuck up. But Contraband never resurfaced, continually raising questions on whether it was development hell or slated to eventually arrive at some point. Shakir left Avalanche Studio over a decade in 2023 to rejoin Rockstar Games. Wow. Studio job posting in June for the project lead on Contraband suggested the game was still very much in production until recently. It's not clear why Microsoft decided to ultimately cancel the game. Quote, "We have made a decision to stop development of Perfect Dark," what? "and Everwild, as well as some wind down several unannounced projects across our portfolio." Head of Xbox Studio Matt Booty wrote in a letter and staff during the last round of Microsoft layoffs in July. As part of this, we're closing down one of our studios, The Incentive. These decisions, along with the other changes across our teams, reflect a broader effort to adjust priorities and focus resources to set up our teams for greater success with the changing industry landscape. Let's get into it. Xbox has always had this vibe of like, look, we got the money, we got the box, we have the graphics, we're gonna make 24, 25. I don't know. I just can't even anymore with these guys, because it's so mind-boggling to me that a fucking conglomerate with every fucking resource under the sun cannot fucking get its shit together. And even less than that, if you remember back in the day when they announced the Xbox, what was it, the One X, that's what it was stupid ass called, because they wanted everything to be in your one box because they couldn't stand you not leaving their system. Because why? Because obviously they're fucking recording every single thing that you do on that box, and they use it as information, and they use it as data. And yes, that's why everybody wanted you to be on their one box. However, the shit that pisses me off the most is that these motherfuckers have a habit of just showcasing cinematic bullshit. Concept trailers. Which is like, okay, yeah, it's okay. But the bullshit that I really can't stand is that when they announced the Xbox One X, I bought that bitch ass fucking box for one game and one game only. That was Scalebound. The game where you're supposed to be able to ride a dragon, like you had a companion dragon, and it was being developed by Platinum Games, the guys who were working on Bayonetta and all that crazy ass bullshit. And obviously it wasn't just the one game, but it was my friends being like, oh, we got Xboxes, we're on Call of Duty, Xbox. And then I was like, all right, well, fuck, I would just get it for this one game, Scalebound, and I guess the homie let me borrow a little bit of Sunset Overdrive, which is kind of interesting. And I sat there, not even fucking touching that shit, just being like, well, one day is gonna drop that game, and I'll be ready for that. And if any of you actually know your fucking history, they canceled that shit. They fucking canceled Scalebound. And from that moment, I just couldn't believe it. I just don't believe in anything these fucking assholes say. I won't ever believe anything they tell us. And it's worse than fucking politicians speaking to me at this point. Because at the end of the day, they fucking realize that they don't even have to put in the effort. They just make a bitch-ass cinematic trailer, Fable 3, Perfect Dark, that's Ubisoft, but let's talk about Beyond Good and Evil Part 2, whatever shit that's supposed to be. And they put it in front of the people and be like, yeah, that's our fucking graphic. We're gonna run at 60 frames. We're the fucking best in here. We have Daddy Billy Gates' money, except now his wife took half of that shit. And we're gonna make this. And they cancel it. They sell their boxes, they make their revenues, they see what's actually selling, and they cancel every other game that anybody that was actually interested in that might actually have something to say. And you might be saying, yeah, well, maybe the games suck. Okay, I'll take that. I there's no doubt in my mind that Xbox can release a shitty game. But it's still the respect that comes from being like, hey man, we're working on this. We're putting our efforts on this. And we see you out there who's interested in our gameplay and our style. And we would like your cooperation in supporting this platform. Just to fire everybody in that team. and that's normal in 2025 in this economy, go fuck yourself. So that's my Xbox opinions. I understand they're doing interesting things right now with, like, say, buying up every fucking competitor and being like, oh, you want Daddy Bill Gates money? We just make a game for it. And again, that speaks to a bigger picture of, like, you guys really have no creative direction. You are seriously out there buying up people's work just so you can say that you made something. And half of the time, you're not even going through with creating the vision of what these people wanted. You're stuffing your fucking bullshit and your marketing into games that people aren't, that the developers themselves weren't looking into shoving in. And when they say no, because they have fucking backbone and they believe in their vision, you fire them. So go fuck yourself. I am so fucking over this shit. Man, it's fine. It is whatever. I was never going to buy an Xbox, but 2% of me was thinking maybe I can purchase, like, I don't know, like, just the shits that coming to PS5. Yeah, maybe, why not, right? But now I know that it's, like, even those titles are not something I feel comfortable supporting. And man, it's getting like this. It is this. It's not even getting like this. It is this. This is the fucking market nowadays. And I'm just done, man. It's just so stupid. So, I don't care. At the end of the day, I did not even know this shit existed. I do not give a fuck. I just wish they would stop fucking wasting our resources by buying up people and letting them go. Just fucking see that Daddy's Billy Gates money is fucking making a difference. And yes, no shit, money won't fucking buy you talent, dipshits. It'll get you the heads, but it won't give you their heart. So, what else is on the chopping block? Whew, hold your breath, baby. The Gamer. I guess we are back. This is by George Foster. Over The Gamer. After 4 terrifying days, PlayStation 3 store is finally back and running. For now. Shit. Looks like the reports of the PS3 store's death were greatly exaggerated. My death? That was greatly exaggerated. As it's finally come back online after 4 terrifying days of everyone thinking the worst. While Xbox has put a significant amount of stock into backwards compatibility and trying to make sure that each generation of its consoles can play older games, the same is because they can't create any new games. The same can't be quite as said as PlayStation. If you want to prove this, look no further than PlayStation 3, which is infamously tough to port for, leaving several classes completely locked to the console. Damn. As if that wasn't bad enough, I've been reporting for years now that the PlayStation 3 store, along with the PSP and Game Vita versions of PSN, would eventually be shut down, which originates from the Gamer report all the way back in 2021. Shut the fuck up. It's gonna happen either way. Where the plan was pushed back, we've all been fearing the day since PlayStation decides to pull the plug on PS3 and leave hundreds of terrifying Stop jinxing it. Don't worry. It really is a matter of time. Over the past week, it looked more and more like the end might be approaching sooner than we all thought. And as we reported earlier in the week, PlayStation 3 stores has recently been down for a number of days without any explanation. Although it seemed unlikely that Sony would make such a big change without warning, it didn't stop us all from fearing the worst. Well, it looks like it was just a worrying misunderstanding after all. As reports by Delisted Games, the PlayStation 3 store finally went back online yesterday, and out of nowhere, more than 4 days of downtime. Users started reporting yesterday that the PS3 store was working as intended once more, giving us all the bit more time to download some exclusive and say goodbye. Strangely, we still have no idea why the PS3 store is down in the first place, as no clear change has been made to imply an update was in progress. Sony has remained quiet on the whole thing, so it's possible that something is going to happen to it in the near future. Time will tell, but it might not be worth celebrating too much just yet. Of course, even though it's been 4 years since we first reported on the older PS5 shortages that were going offline, PlayStation is definitely going to pull the plug at some point or another. It's absolutely worth hopping onto PlayStation 3 store and downloading as many games as you can before they eventually arrives. For now, though, we got a bit more time. Shut up. I know. Can I tell you some stupid ass shit? So, okay, I need to preface this. So on the PS5, you log on and you click on Zenless Zone 0, and then the game starts loading, and it takes a shit load fucking time, and then you get an error message that says, "Oh, we need to restore your licenses. this system is being, I don't know, like either it's being used or some bullshit. The research, some fucking bullshit, because my PS5 in the living room was turned off, so you can go fuck yourself. But at the same time, my PS5 in the room was not loading up games, and I'm so fucking pissed off, man. I'm so fucking pissed off that they're doing this fucking DRM bullshit. So what I had to do is I had to delete every save console from my PSN, just in case some dumbass in the universe was out there trying to mess around with my PSN shit. And I did that. I deleted everything. It means the PlayStation Vita. It means the PS5, the PS4, and now the PS3. What the fuck is wrong with you people? The moment I hit delete, the fucking store goes down? Guys, just fucking fuck, man. Give you another one. I don't like being tracked by GPS. So there was a specific day when I decided to turn off the GPS tracking on my phone, like automatic tracking. I fucking lost that phone that day. Can you fucking... Oh my god, I just can't. I don't believe in coincidences, but this is some bullshit. So, download it. Do what you can. Preserve the history. I'm gonna load up my PS5, sign into the internet, and download as much shit as I can. And that'll be it. So, time is a valuable thing. Watch it fly by as pendulum swings. Especially with children. They grow up so fast. So, Nintendo wants you to start them while they're young. Nintendo launches preschool My Mario products. Just don't tell the adults those wooden blocks are secretly amiibos. This is by John Walker or Kotaku. Nintendo, apparently dissatisfied with being a stalwart of nearly every school child's life, is aiming even younger. A new range of products under the banner of My Mario has been announced, including wooden block toys, board books, and a Switch, a mobile app that lets kids mess with Mario's face, all focused on the preschool market. Gotta get them young and impressionable, that part. Initially launching in Japan, the physical toys will be available in select Nintendo stores, but will almost inevitably find their way to intentional markets soon enough. The range includes plastic crockery, a mini backpack, a rattle plushies, and super adorable teeny clothing, so you can deck your toddler out as nearly as a walking Nintendo billboard. The app, which is confirmed as coming to Switch and iOS, lets little kiddos goof around with Mario's face, pulling and stretching the poor plumber's various features, causing them to react in different ways. It sounds super basic, which is also precisely what kids that age will want, reacting to their experimental input. Also, it'll be free, so they can keep their complaints to themselves. Oh. The new range launching in Japan on October 26th. Will also include the most beautiful looking building block sets, but each block is also an amiibo? There's a Mario, a Toad, Yoshi, Luigi, Peach, and alongside with items like blocks and green pipes, letting your kid build up the gaming scene, or just smash them into each other before chewing on the side of Yoshi's face until the paint wears away. Ayo. A picture book looks equally well made. Each board page interactive in some form. And oh my goodness, I want to go back in time and get Mario romper suit with a hoodie for when my boy would fit into such things. There's also a collection with stop-motion animation videos that will appear on the Mario website, which goes live in a minute of telling stories. Mustache Hero aimed at the youngest kids. All the physical objects can initially go and sell Nintendo Store toys in Tokyo, Osaka, and Kyoto, but hopefully Nintendo will see the demand for international customers once everyone realizes their wooden blocks are secret amiibos, and adults go insane trying to buy them. It's clear if the app will be available in English, but again, it's pretty daft not to. It'd be pretty daft not to. Never stop finding it incredible, weird that an ambiguously aged, mustache-wearing, portly Italian plumber is such a staple of everyone's lives that it only gets more strange when aimed at preschoolers. And yet, he's the best. Nintendo clearly aiming to ensure kids are fully enculturated before they can even say his name. Yep. Okay. Alright. So, Twitter. Oh, this is the shit he's talking about, the romper. Twitter. Yes, Twitter. What the fuck is this? Yes, Twitter just recently released something called Grok, but it's a AI that now has a face, quote unquote. And people are calling her, I forgot what they call her, I don't really care. But here's the kicker. Not only they released the AI Grok, female Grok that looks like Misa from Death Note, they released the kids version, a children's version of a little character that is AI, that does interact, that does feed information or vibes or whatever you will say so. I need to fix that Ko-Fi shit. And that's worrisome. For me, I don't have kids, but I'm 2 uncles and I have a 3rd one on the way. And just the idea of iPad babies bothers me deeply. Like, it disturbs me. And now the idea of handing your child an iPad could mean that you're handing them a communicative presence without supervision that reacts and responds based on algorithmic inputs is terrifying to me. I don't know how to say this, but if you don't raise your fucking child, they will. And Twitter and Nintendo and everybody else jumping into this market is realizing that. And sure, okay. I bought my nephews Mario when they were young. I handed them the Switch and I got them the Mario, and that was normal. Like I grew up with this shit, so I guess naturally I did that for them, and that is just the thing. This feels okay until it's not. And with how governments and online regulations are not giving a fuck, i.e. Twitter and their fucking AI shit, dudes, as long as they make money, they don't give a fuck what your child learns, right? So I don't know who needs to hear this, but seriously, go fucking be a better father. Go spend time with your child. Go be a loving, caring mother, man. They're fucking toddlers. This moment, this fucking time is the most important because they start developing mindsets. They start analyzing. They start realizing that their actions have consequences. And if you give them a fucking robotic, sentimental thing to work with, what are they gonna learn? Besides algorithmic bullshit, will they still be human? God damn, man. I'm fucking Jesus Christ. Still, it's kind of cool. Anyways, I think you can get away with certain things like this. I think a lot of these things are okay. It's not bad. Like, sure stuff. I don't know what the fuck this is, but that's kind of interesting. And cute little plates. Yeah, that's nothing offensive, right? That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that this market is growing, and that should be concerning because they're no longer looking at you and your wallet. They're looking at your children and your children's future income. Do you fucking realize how terrifying that is? Fuck me. Jesus Christ. Moving on. And it's not just Nintendo. It's gonna keep on growing, man. It's just really, just keep your fucking wits about you. Jesus Christ. Because children are very impressionable, especially when you lock them up in the Batcave with the world's greatest detective. Batman 2 won't feature Robin. James Gunn confirms. This is by Michael Kripe over at IGN. DC Studio CEO, co-CEO James Gunn has stepped in to shut down rumors that Robin will appear in Batman 2. Now that writers Matt Reeves and Mattson Tomlin have finally turned in their script. Nice. For first Fans first latched onto the hope that the Boy Wonder would play a part in the upcoming Robert Pattinson-led sequel, following a report from Jeff Snyder. At the time, Snyder claimed to have learned details about Batman 2 script, explaining that at least one version of Robin would show up. Many were already skeptical about how Robin would have operated in Reeves and Tomlin's gritty take on Gotham, with Gunn now doing his best to douse the flames entirely. In a post on Threads, he calls rumor nonsense, adding that only a limited number of people on the planet have even had a chance to read the newly turned-in script. Guys, please stop believing this nonsense, the DC head said. I think 6 of us have read the script. No one knows anything about the Batman 2, end quote. Reeves, who is also attached to director of Batman 2, turned in a script for a sequel in June 27, 2025. Nearly 3 years removed from the original movie's premiere. In other words, it makes sense that such a high-profile script has been seen by so few people, handed in a little more than 1 month ago. There's no doubt James Gunn and company are keeping Batman 2's long in-development script and story under lock and key, as it aims to begin shooting in spring 2026. Dang. That is half a year from now. Robert Pattinson's got to hit that gym, man. Gunn has used his social media status to shut down DC movie rumors in the past, even if those same rumors eventually turn out to have some truth to them. In April 2024, Gunn fought off the talk that his now-released Superman movie, which he wrote and directed, would feature a clone of its title character. At the time, he confirmed David Cornsway's Superman would be going head-to-head with Nicholas Holt's Lex Luthor, adding, quote, "I don't know where all this stuff is coming from, and that is something other than this." That it's something other than this. Although the specific rumors stem from a completely different source, those who have turned up to see the film since its premiere last month were indeed met with an Ultraman, a clone of Superman created by Lex Luthor. A Robin appearance in Batman 2 sounds a bit far-fetched compared to the rumors surrounding Ultraman, but Gunn's denial at least signals that he likes keeping his cards close to his chest until things really start to fall into piece. Why Batman's new Robin is murderous son of a bitch and then brave and bold. Cute. It's Damian Wayne. People like that guy. Following a few delays, Raven likes him. Raven likes him a lot. The Batman 2 is finally scheduled to come into theaters October 1st, 2027. The rest of the DC crew are also working on Batman the Brave and the Bold, a DCU film that will include Damian Wayne, who is best known as Bruce Wayne's son, and one of DC's many Robins. Wow, I'm getting cramp. So many Cape Crusaders running around, Gunn says Batman has become quite the problem for him, going as far as to call the character his biggest issue in all of DC. Wow. While we wait for updates of all things DC, you can read up on the regular Penguin Star, blah blah blah. Give us a check out DC movie, but now that Superman has finally arrived. Cool. What are we saying? We're saying people are stupid, and that they would jump at any chance to get some click fame, even if it means spreading nonsense. Wow. Just like another algorithmic formula systemic that is talking to, is currently quote unquote teaching the little ones. Anyways, I said it, man. We're either gonna learn how to be good parents to AI, or we lose everything. We lose it. It's not that hard to see. We either teach them, or they'll teach us exactly what they want us to know. And that's disturbing, dog. So, can I see Batman or Robin in the Batman 2? No. No. I just recently saw the Batman. I pulled out the Blu-ray and I plugged it in the PS5 with the fucking Blu-ray disc that I had to buy. That was $80 because fuck you, PlayStation. And yeah, dude, that film is a masterpiece. And I say that not just because I like Batman, not just because he's actually a fucking detective in this one, but every shot is beautiful. The color grading, gorgeous. It fits the Gotham murkiness. Every frame just has this draw to it. It's almost like artistic, and just everything they did with that film is just top notch. I like Superman like a lot. I think it's one of the best superhero films, as in what it means to be a hero and what that drive is. But when I look at the Batman and I see how like thematic and like noir detective-esque it is, dude, that is art. That is fucking art. So if you're telling me that the same team is gonna be like, yeah, let's kill in Robin, no. We already had like a close enough like reference to Robin in The Dark Knight Rises, and that was a cop that was like helping Bruce Wayne out. But I cannot really envision a Robin being like, okay. Okay, here's the thing. You're either getting Red Hood, which is well, that's not Dick. It's I forgot the other Robin. Jason Todd. So if you get a really angst Jason Todd whose parents have been killed, who is now learning from the Batman, even then that vibe wouldn't fit, quote unquote. It would just, I don't know how I can imagine Robert Pattinson being a mentor, even if he is a shitty mentor, to a boy wonder. But if you're telling me that we're at a, well, that's a time skip, so I don't see Robert Pattinson doing that either. But if you're telling me that we're at the end point of this Robin, where he becomes Red Hood, then that feels more in line with what Matt Reeves is into, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, because I don't know shit. However, that sounds more like a Batman 3. So maybe there could be some light to those rumors. I can see how somebody on the internet can be like, yo, dog, it's time for Robin. But at the same time, if we're getting Damian Wayne in the Brave and the Bold Batman movie by James Gunn and his team, I don't think they would do the same to the Batman 2. So maybe someone out there got their titles mixed up and they were trying to refer to the Brave and the Bold. But even then, again, what's the quote from The Mandalorian? You don't talk unless you know, or something like that. Like, the young ones don't talk unless you know. Or do not speak unless you know, or something like that. And yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Misinformation, man. Things that AOL could have predicted, huh? But here's something else to predict. Our exit. The exit, baby. Woo. Neon to release Exit 8 live action film in North America in 2026. Nice. North American film distribution company Neon, I actually know those guys, Oscar winning Parasite, Anora, announced that it has been acquired the North American rights for a live action film. Kotake creates infinite loop horror game Exit the Exit 8 Bandaguchi. On Wednesday, entertainment news website Variety reported that Neon plans to release the film in theaters on North America in early 2026. The film will also have a screening at the centerpiece section of the 50th Toronto International Film Festival. Man, I wish I could go there. Which will be held on September 4th, 14th at the 58th Sites Citiges International Fantastic Film Festival of Catalonia in Spain. In Spain? In Spain? What? I thought it was in Canada. I want to go to Canada. The film had its world premiere screening at the Cannes during the festival on May 19th. The film had an 8-minute standing ovation at its Cannes screening. The film's poster image right also won Cannes' Prix Luxic poster competition. Whoa. This film will open in Japan on August 29th. Singer and actor Kazunari Ninomiya, letters to Iwo Jima. Whoa, 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 whoa. I remember that movie. Oh my god. Oh no, that's not there was an American version of that movie, and I remember that like the ending itself kind of left me in tatters. Oh my god, that's more than a decade and like 5 years, for like 15 years ago. Alright, sorry. Oku Gun's Assassinating Classroom stars in the film as first collaboration with the writer director Genki Kawamura, producer in Your Name, Fireworks should be received from another. Suzume. In the game, a player is trapped in a subway train station in an underground passageway that goes in an endless loop. To escape Exit 8, the player must keep walking while looking carefully for any anomaly that foreshadows danger. Kotake Create, which is actually the name of a one-person indie game developer, launched the game on PC via Steam on November 23rd. The game is also now available on 4, 5, and Nintendo Switch, and my dears released a virtual reality version on MetaQuest Store in July. Then on PC via Steam in September. The game also got releases on iOS, Android, and March 28. Videos for the game have garnered over 100 million views on YouTube. Game's Nintendo Switch 2 version will launch on August 30th. There you go. So if you haven't experienced the story of Exit 8, which I haven't, thank God. A lot of people were streaming that, and I was curious, but I told myself no, because I knew they were going to make a movie. Woo! And now here we go. So now I can watch this without being spoiled. Whoop! Unless... Yamete kudasai. Shinai de. Neon. Good to see that Neon is out there getting like that talent, that interesting talent. We talked about how Microsoft is out there buying fucking developers. Neon is out there just being like, damn, this guy's good. Why don't you come over here for a second? Why don't you come to the North Americas for a second? I got your back, homie. And that I feel is more like, I guess publishers are respected because they vouch for quality. Like, you have a good book, I have a good publication. I like your book, so I will invest in publishing this series because I know it's quality. Rather than someone being like, I like your book, I'm gonna buy you so you can keep on writing more books for me. And that's obviously one of them has a better monetary return, while the other one can imagine, has an emotional investment. And that right there, that is the difference between quality and fucking pandering to the bullshit. So, although this is one of those games that kind of like hit the market, and we're going to be seeing more and more like I don't know what to call them. Let's call it viral streamable games. We're going to be seeing more of that be transferred over. We're already seeing fucking sorry, she doesn't deserve that. We're already seeing I'm just being salty for no reason. We've already seen Cindy Sweetie try to, and Michael Bay trying to, okay, bitch ass Michael Bay, get into the video game space and try to like absorb whatever like titles have been hitting the market. But something like this just feels like there is a interesting perspective, and maybe I just don't want it to be Americanized because you know, Death Note, One Piece is okay, but this deserves to have its moment if we're going to respect it and actually do something ambitious with it, rather than just pandering and marketing to money. So that's where I'm at, and like obviously we understand a lot of things, man. I studied business. I know how things work. But we're in such a pit trap in this generation that unless we radically switch things up for the sake of art gratis artis, then we're gonna be stuck doing this shit for a long time. And I don't want to be stuck with the bullshit, man. Let's get some quality. Let's get some heart. Let's get some emotions going. Let's get Tom Holland. Woo! Films graveyard scene for Spider-Man in Brand New Day. With Zendaya glimpsed on set, they are still dating. Good on them. This is by Tom Phillips over at IGN. Spider-Man star Tom Holland has been spotted filming a set in a graveyard for Spider-Man Brand New Day, with Zendaya also in attendance. The scene looks to pick up from the end of 2021 Spider-Man No Way Home, where Peter Parker mourns his late aunt. The gravestone spotted in the set photos is labeled May Parker. Photos posted to TikTok show Holland in costume wearing a beanie hat and scarf. Suggestion this scene is set in colder month in August. Close-up photos of Holland taken with fans showed the actor with makeup on his face, making him look like he has been getting to some Spidey scrapes. Okay. Oh man, the suit. According to the fan who met Holland and Zendaya, the latter was on set simply to support her partner, rather than this being an appearance of her in-universe character MJ. Zendaya is set to reappear in Brand New Day in some capacity, though fans expect her character to take more of a minor role, following conclusion to No Way Home where she and the rest of the world were made to forget Peter Parker's existence. Instead, Brand New Day would feature Stranger Things, Sadie Sink, as an important new character, a new incarnation of Gwen Stacy, perhaps? Who? Oh, the blonde girl, right? Okay, that makes sense. Let's check this out. Beat the polka! Sheesh! Peter Parker at May's grave, Spider-Man Brand New Day. Look at that. It's been scraped up. The fans. Hey, May Parker. When you help someone, you help everyone. Oh, that's a quote from the Spider-Man PS5 or PS4 game. Right? Connecting the dots, man. Dating. It's cute. Alright. Hey. Cute. Alright. Sorry, I was just getting flashbacks for challengers, and I'm just like, huh. Uh-huh. Alright. So there's that. Tom Holland out there filming Spider-Man. We've seen the news, you know. We talked about it. This guy looking like Spider-Man is quality, dog. Quality. Sheesh. There he is. Damn. Straight out of the PS4 Marvel game. So again, look. I've seen him. I don't know if we have seen him, but I've seen pictures of tanks with the demon like tattoo / emblem on them, which means that they're gonna be hit the way. Which means they're gonna be fucking let it run. Which means that they're getting there you go. Practical web swinging in MCU. Which means they're going to be including what's his face? Mr. Negative, which is again the main baddie from PlayStation 4's Insomniac's Spider-Man video game storyline. What does that tell me? It tells me that yes, we are still looking at video games, the video game market, and seeing what sells like hotcakes, and then translating that into the Hollywood-esque movie stage. Sure. Creativity. However, the one point that gets me is the Aunt May grave. Because I believe there is a Spider-Man series where all this kind of happens in terms of like the world after Civil War. People know who Spider-Man is, and then Spider-Man has to talk to Doctor Strange, and then all this happens, but then more bad things happens, and then he actually has to make a deal with the devil. I won't say his name because that's a spoiler, but if that's where we're going with this, goddamn, which maybe, just maybe, including Mr. Negative might like give us a glimpse into the quote-unquote the spiritual, which would include the quote-unquote the devil in the Marvel universe. So if we're going that far, that seems ambitious. Obviously we're borrowing something from the Insomniac games, and we're borrowing something from the comic book series that has history. So if we can find a way to kind of make that work on the big screen, that would be impressive. I can't necessarily say that I'm super I'm like feeling good about this MCU film compared to like how every last MCU has been coming out, but it seems like they're picking from the good pots, and we're trying to build something maybe not unique, but something respectable. And for right now, in this moment, that's good enough for me, man. Not a hard guy to please on Sunday mornings. But Intergalactic, gotta talk about this shit. This is by George Foster over at The Gamer. Man, 3 stories by The Gamer, huh? Okay. The same people that were hating are gonna play that game. Quote, Intergalactic star Tati Gabrielle responds to trailer backlash. Intergalactic, the heretic prophet lead, and sure, Tati Gabrielle has responded to all the unearned backlash in the reveal trailer got and said that it only motivated her to work even harder. Although Naughty Dog has gotten its fair share of flack over the past few years and focusing too much on remasters instead of new projects, still one of the best developers out there by country mile. That's why we're all looking forward to finding out what its next big game after Last of Us Part 2 is going to be. Nice. It's like a lightsaber. Oh, wow. Those hopes were answered at the Game Awards, where it was revealed that Naughty Dog was making a new sci-fi adventure called Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet, which stars Naughty Dog alum Tati Gabrielle. Sadly, Intergalactic was instantly met with ton of backlash simply due to the fact that it's another game from a studio that stars a woman. I don't know if that's the takeaway, sir, but sure. Tati Gabrielle isn't worried about Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet backlash. She knows as well as we do that everyone will play it anyways. The Last of Us Part 2 ran into the same problem with Ellie and Abby, so it didn't come as much of a surprise to see Intergalactic received the same way. Even the backlash was a whole lot louder. Tati Gabrielle had been fairly open about how she feels about the controversy in the past, but she shared some more thoughts on during the recent interviews with Super Gita TV. It's pointed out by Twitter by user Dom the Bomb UTYT. Gabrielle was asked about the backlash that Intergalactic had received since it was announced. In response, Gabrielle admits that she was hurtful, quote, to know that there was so much hatred, quote, especially considering video games give creators the best chance to imagine new and exciting worlds. At the same time, though, Gabriella said it's been, quote, empowering for her, as she wants to change the world by meeting it where it's at. She also says that the backlash has caused her to go 10 times harder in the role, and she's taking negativity and using it as motivation to prove any of the doubters wrong. Nice. Quote, it's sad to see that video games, even more than TV and film, you have so much world to play with. We can demonstrate what the world can be in some ways and worlds we could never dream of. To know that there was so much hatred and so much backlash, it was hurtful. Tati Gabrielle. End quote. More than anything, Gabriella is more than aware that everyone who has been hating on the Intergalactic so far is going to end up playing it and loving it, which shows how much confidence she has in Naughty Dog and herself. Here's hoping all the silly uproar ends and fading away next time we see Intergalactic. There you go. So, pretty cool. It's a lightsaber. It's using the gravitational to emit plasma, and it's using that plasma to connect right here. Magnet, plasma comes out. They both interact, and they create a sort of magnetic resist or barrier, and that's why you can slash robots through metal with this heated electromagnetic laser sword. Woo! I love science. Okay, let's not make this about me. Number 1. Respect. Because I look at the title and I say and I see like, oh, she's using the anger as like motivation. I'm just like, whoa. Let's take a step back, man. I was initially worried that she was like not, you know how like you put your heart out there and then people shit on it for whatever reason. It's just the way of the world. But that moment, if you're not in a decent mind space or whatever, if you go full Joker and you have just one bad day, it's disturbing to see where that could build up to, or what that could become, or like what those emotions could like transfigure into. And originally seeing her kind of like take that negativity had me worried. Like it's obviously, man, it's not cool to like feel not great, but it's also a little bit worse when you take all that not greatness and you start throwing it at everyone else, right? You start spreading the love or the hate that you give. Thank you, Tupac. Did good, my dude. And that's what was worrying me, right? Because it takes a certain mindset to be able to take all that information and construct it into positivity, or construct it as in motivation, but without holding on to that negativity, right? Giving yourself some space and leeway to just try to believe in what you are working on and what you're doing, and knowing that other people's opinions don't necessarily reflect you, right? At the end of the day, someone's opinion of you is simply a construct of their experiences and their opinions. They have nothing to do with your past and your actions and your lifestyle, your life set. So to hear stand up and be like, yeah, man, like, I get it. People are pretty disappointed because I don't know where this woman narrative thing came from. I'm not sure why people are so disappointed that now we have to play as girls. Like, I don't fucking get it. Like, I played Stellar Blade, I played Bayonetta, I played all this shit, right? And you're realizing why I'm dropping those specific titles. I play Zenless Zone Zero all the time. My favorite team is freaking like led by probably Evelyn Shark Girl, and I guess now what's her face, Shifu, the sensei. Obviously, wife is special occasion. She's a baby. She's and dude, like, I don't think that's the issue. We've had games where females are the main center, and that's a thing that we're okay with, right? Not stepping over the boundaries or too far, but in my humble opinion, I believe it has more to do with the representation. And not to say that as like, oh, you don't deserve to represent yourself or whatever, but it's because I keep on seeing on the Naughty Dog stuff. It's like, oh, great, another dyke to play as. And I'm not sure if that's a offensive term to anybody out there right now hearing the word, but if it is, then maybe we're actually getting somewhere here. The fact that it's not necessarily that we have to play as girls, the fact that we're playing as females who are quote unquote reflecting manly traits. And I want to say, I think, like, just grant me this leeway. I think that says a bit more when you're putting a female to do the role of a man, or a testosterone-filled individual, then yeah, I think you're allowed to be a little booty tickled. If you're seeing this like rough and gruff character, when you're like, okay, that could be them, that could be their vibe, that could be their shtick, like that's who they are. But why? I don't want to make it a big deal, but why can't she have hair? Also, well, actually, maybe might be a big deal for her, because if you remember, the Mortal Kombat trailer just dropped, and Homegirl doesn't have hair in that either. And you might be saying, well, it's not a big deal, it's just another character and blah blah blah, she's able to represent herself. But when you're so set on representing yourself in the movie, are you actually playing the character? Or are you just trying to like put something out there, you know? And again, there's no easy, clear answer to that. We have Marvel Cinematic Universe people who, got famous off of just being a certain image, Captain America, Black Widow, blah blah blah. But it's her, okay? It's her. That's fine. She can live her life. She can be this person. Nobody's saying anything about that, right? And she's right. People are gonna be impressed by Naughty Dog's technicality, and they're gonna say, damn, bro, I still want to play that because the game looks fun regardless of what the character looks like. And for me, obviously, I like red a lot, so I don't mind. I like chess, so she has a knight chess piece in the back of her jacket. Yeah, I'm all in. But if the story can't like actually give a good reason for the representation, then it just becomes another like, okay, this is what it is. Okay. But we'll see. I don't know. There's too many factors in this to just speak out of my ass and not consider the other side's emotions or feelings or a representation of this. So I'm not gonna go off the handle and just be stupid about what I say. But it is apparent that more and more of these like super rough and gruff roles are being given to a female like representation. And sure, that's great and everything, but yeah, you can't be equal if you're trying to play both parts. Is that fair to say? Is that too outlandish to say that you can't be equal? You can't have equality if you're trying to mold yourself to play both parts, right? Let it be natural. Let it be something that we can believe in, rather than just another, I don't know, trend. Because it is trendy as fuck to hate men. Don't kid yourself. This world has really fucking twisted itself to really degrade men in all their forms and all their like representation, what they bring to the table, what they are, and that hurts. It sucks. It sucks being told to your face that you're not worth anything besides the money that you create, the stability that you can provide. And it's like, well, I know what I bring to the table. And I know that because of who I am, because of these experiences that I've had, because of the way I've had to carry myself, that I know what my reactions are going to have to be. And I can't excuse myself for being who I am. But being told that I'm a piece of shit and I'm worth nothing because I don't hit a specific height, and then to see or to understand that the new hype is replacing anybody who is quote unquote not valuable, then yeah, that's kind of bullshit, man. And that's why certain people are not feeling great right now. Okay, so let's try and step away from the whole shtick of like, oh, girls are lame. Oh, why is she, you know? And let's just think about more of a, well, why does one feel that way? Why do you feel like you have to talk shit on this other group of people just to make yourself feel better? Where is the negativity in that, and what are you really hurting from? So let's get on it, please, for the love of video games, for the love of humanity, for God's sakes, please let be intergalactic good, like story wise, you know what I mean? Because if this doesn't have the story, the narrative edge, then yeah, people are gonna shit all over it. I can believe that. And if you're telling me that this character is just gonna be like an asshole and cocky for the rest of the day, I don't know, dude. I just personally, I like, the vibes, like the energy that you're giving off is not feminine. And okay, you can do that. That's fine. That's your prerogative to be like, you know what? Fuck the feminism. I'm going to be a man and I'm going to act like a man. I'm going to like swing my balls like a man. But you can't go around telling me that this is what I should be looking for in a partner. Does that make sense? Or even be I would say open. I'm sorry, but even open, there is no universe in this timeline where I find a bratty, annoying person who's just sarcastic and is an asshole and is a pain in my ass, and I go like, yeah, I'm gonna love you. I will tolerate it for an extent. I'll probably be gone by the time you realize it, but you can't force yourself. You can't force me to be like, yes, this is the new normal and I'm okay with this. Because no, biologically, I have like the deposition to be testosterone out, and I can't help that. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being a man in 2025. It's just a perception of what that means to everybody who's not happy with the men or just what they quote unquote provide. And to that, I gotta ask you, what do you bring to the table? And don't say you're the fucking table, because I create that shit out of wood. So fuck off. But hey, at the end of the day, this is going to be an interesting game. I'm super into the sci-fi element. Do I wish they had a character creator where it gives her hair? Fuck yes. I really, really do. But if I'm going to see the back of her bald-ass head for the rest of the game, then yeah, I'm just going to interpret it as like me being a guy. Real talk. If there is no feminine energy from this character, a part of me is going to be like, well, why the fuck can't he just be a guy? At least my character, male character, would have badass hair. So, again, I'm not saying anything about the actress. I'm not giving her shit as of right now. I'm specifically talking about the characters that are being portrayed in this game that we don't even know about, except for the way she presented herself in that initial trailer. And for the love of God, first impressions are paramount. So, thank you, Gabrielle, for taking it in stride. I understand that you also have emotions, and if hopefully it's not too forward of me to say, but your femininity is worth protecting. It's worth valuing. Not just because it is oh, she's hot, oh, she's cute, oh, that hair is great, but because you bring something to the table that no man could ever bring. Yes, we have compassion. Yes, every male feels. Yes, we cry when nobody's watching. But we also have a responsibility to be a rock. And I take pride. A lot of men take pride in providing that safety. If you allow them the space to grow and reflect your femininity, that's the only way this works. If you share a piece of the pie, then the male will have the testosterone to give you the other half. But if we're gonna keep on bickering and bitching and like just saying that anything you can do I can do better, then yeah, we're gonna have a problem here. So please, just like Sabrina Carpenter, let's figure it out. Yeah, let's skip this. Too much money. No, it doesn't matter. You're just talking about money. Because James Cameron figured it the fuck out, man. He says he can justify working on $1 billion grossing Avatar franchise for 20 years because the films can help connect us. Avatar is a Trojan horse strategy. This is by Tom Phillips over at IGN. James Cameron has said there's a reason he's directing nothing but Avatar films for the past 2 decades, and it's not because they make enormous piles of money. Fuck yeah. Instead, Cameron told Rolling Stone he sees the franchise as a Trojan horse and appeal to the humanity's better instincts with the franchise's themes of protecting the natural world designed to work on your brain and your heart a little bit in a way. Quote, I've justified making Avatar movies to myself for the last 20 years, not based on how much money we made, but on the basis that hopefully it can do some good, Cameron said. It can help connect us. It can help connect us to our lost aspect of ourselves that connects with the nature and respects nature and all those things. End quote. Before 2009's original Avatar, Cameron's previous turn in director's chair was in 1997's Titanic. God dang. Following the success of his Blue Skin Alien franchise, Cameron has directed nothing else, and instead has dedicated much of his millennium to writing and filming a slew of sequels. Avatar remains the highest-grossing movie of all time, gosh darn it, and has earned a staggering $2.9 billion across several theatrical runs. Avengers Endgame overtook Avatar for a brief period, before Avatar then stole its crown back via a fresh re-release. Avatar's 2022 sequel, Avatar: The Way of Water, earned an extremely respectable $2.3 billion. Meanwhile, cementing it as the third highest-grossing film of all time, just ahead of Cameron's own Titanic, which floats at $2.2 billion. God damn! Fun fact, most of the top 10 highest-grossing films of all time are owned by Disney, including Avatar, Avengers Endgame, and Infinity War. Inside Out 2, Star Wars Force Awakens. Non-Disney films inside top 10 are few and far between, but includes Chinese animated blockbuster Neziha 2 and Jurassic World. Wow. Next up, from Cameron's sci-fi franchise, is Avatar: Fire and Ash. Due to the release on December 19th for which the director is still finishing post-production work, beyond that, filming has already taken place for a fourth Avatar movie, due in 2029. There are plans for a fifth entry early in the next decade. Oh shit. Quote, "There's no reason not to," the 70-year-old director said when asked when he would continue to helm Avatar in the years to come. Quote, "I'm healthy. I'm good to go. I'm not going to rule it out. I mean, I've got to make it in a vigorous way. Yeah, that's what he said. To handle that kind of volume and energy of work for another 6 or 7 years. You know what I mean? I might not be able to do that, but if I can, I'll just do it." End quote. Cameron will soon be taking some time away from Avatar, at least to direct a film based on Charles Pellegrino's book, Ghost of Hiroshima. Yo! As part of the same Ghost of Tsushima. As part of the same interview, Cameron also issued a fresh warning about AI gaining control over weapon systems, pointing to the potential for a Terminator-style apocalypse. Damn. And if you can believe anybody's word, then you best believe the GOAT, James Cameron, man. Is it freaking being stupid? Are you seriously being stupid right now, you fucking piece of shit, YouTube? Fucking Cracker Jacks. It did. It did go stupid. Yeah, the YouTube algorithm has been even stupid lately. Fuck, that's a spoiler. Fuck, that's Green Day. Fuck you, Green Day. Fuck out of here. There you go. Ah, man. What a day. Listen, if you're going to take anybody's word, then you better fucking listen to the guy who sunk the Titanic and made us all cry. You know what I mean? First of all, I had no idea he was 70 years old. Goddamn, that guy is out there making moves. Second of all, I fucking love this guy. He's just so real right now. And third of all, yeah, obviously you can't do anything without capital. I'm not gonna say money because fuck you, money's bullshit. But capital, right? Whether it be support from people in your groups, whether it be investments from someone who cares, or from the people themselves. You can't build anything without capital. So naturally, when you hit it right, and you're raking in close to $3 billion on a single franchise, on a single film, the first film in that franchise, then yes, luckily, the investors and everybody who's fucking money hungry and fucking, I don't even want to say it like that. I'm trying not to be too gross, but it's really bad in my mind. Just they're excited to make more profit off it. But the reason, right? I want to believe that the reason these films do something for everybody is the simple fact that they're made with heart. They're not shoving like transgender characters in Star Wars #2 just to like be inclusive, right? Even at the cost of destroying freaking Finn and Rey's emotional connection. It just doesn't make sense. But seeing a man with a vision, a dream, a desire to create, to share, to inspire. That's priceless. MasterCard, not Visa. So, I'm impressed, man. The funniest part about Avatar in my brain is that I saw both films originally in Mexico. It just kind of happened. We were out there and we saw them with our family, like our Mexican family, and yeah, that's right. Like, right? 2 different countries grouping in a movie theater in Mexico to watch a film about understanding and acceptance and respect to nature and all its creativity and all that it brings to the table. Lots of tables in this episode, but it's still inspiring, right? There's no freedom like actually being able to create the things that you want to do. Not necessarily because someone's forcing you to rake in more money, or because someone's expecting for you to pay the bills at the end of the month, but it's a like a beautiful thing to be able to just sit down and think about your life and just realize what you've done, like what you have to share, what you can give to the world. And to removing the egoism from that, I think is one of the hardest things, but also one of the most respectful things a artist can do, to let the art speak for itself, because you already know there's so much hope and passion in your work, so you can only send it out to sea and just let the universe react to what happens. So it's crazy, man. This guy has dedicated his life to create the rest of the series, and when I think about like the first time I saw Avatar in the Americas, right, with the group of friends, and it was the first time they forced 3D glasses on us, and how that changed the universe. Easy example. When Avatar came out and they had the 3D glasses and they made everybody watch it in 3D, right after that, everybody and their fucking grandmother tried to make their movies 3D, because they all believed it would be the thing that made Avatar outsell everybody else. And it wasn't, right? Because that was stupid ass marketers looking at the fucking market and be like, oh, it's 3D, that's fulfillment. But they were wrong. It was the emotion. It was the dream. It was the passion that James Cameron had for his art. And I respect that. For a man that's 70, putting in the work, damn, Grandpa, you're a fucking G. But what happens when somebody decides to copy and paste? Well, 10 cents Horizon Zero Dawn knockoff quietly scrubs Steam page following Sony's lawsuit. This is by Ethan Gatch over at Kotaku. Did Tencent just stealthily try and walk itself back from the brink after getting sued by Sony for trying to rush a brazen ripoff of Horizon Zero Dawn to market? Will the PlayStation 6 be Sony's least important console yet? Yes. And do we finally have our first real clue as to when Hollow Knight Silksong will come out? Well, the latest morning checkpoint, Kotaku's daily round of news, trailers, blah 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 blah. Okay, let's just leave it at that. Tencent tries to pretend Light of Mortrim never happened. Chinese conglomerate was recently sued by Sony, who alleged that Tencent kept trying to license Horizon Zero Dawn for a survival crafting game, and when Sony kept saying no, he turned it down and made it anyway. A week later, Dame Post noted that the developer Polaris Quest has quietly been changing out the worst authenticating images, languages, and key art from the game's Steam page. Reference to colossal machines and cannibals were stripped from the description, and screenshots and art now focus on generic scenes instead of the Light of Mortrium's Temu version of Aloy. Now that this Sony has called Tencent's bluff, We'll probably continue to strip out the most erroneous Horizon copycat. Erroneous elements from the game. We'll see that if that's enough to get the PS5 makers to settle. Farmer-centric business model to community engagement platform based on models. We're trying away from farmer-centric. Consumers coming in with Horizon. Okay, that's that. I thought there would be more to that, but yeah. Hey. I thought we had more to talk about. We talked about this last week. Tencent. Again, the guys who made Palworld, right? I think Tencent kept trying to license Horizon Zero Dawn for travel crafting game, and when Sony kept saying no, they turned around and made it anyways. Okay, so then Tencent is the one calling the shots for this. So, let me ask you something. What is a president? The president of the United States? What does that mean? It means that when you do something, everybody watches. Everybody sees just how far you got with it, or what success or what result came out of it. And I have no problems with a company being inspired by a franchise and going, you know what? Let's give it a shot. Let's do our own version of this. And sure, either messing up really bad or improving things that nobody could have expected. But obviously, the president, Palworld, and how they were able to rip off a couple of Nintendo's things is a precedent for doing it again. Now, again, I don't have any issues with a company going, listen, we like your game. We were inspired by your game. Let's do something like that. Can we try that, but in a different version, or can we give it a mode, or can we work with your company to provide a game mode that you can either try to sell or not, or whatever. That's a scenario. But when the guy says no, right? When the guy says, nah, it's cool, man. We like what we've done. We understand we can make more money, or we know that we could do this with it, but we just don't want to do that. We want to respect the project. We want to leave it as it is, and we'd appreciate it if you did the same. And then to turn around and do it anyway. That is a precedent. You've been emboldened by your previous actions to be even more stupid. To say, you know what, the rules don't apply to me because we sold Palworld and Nintendo still haven't sued us. So that means that we are in the right and we don't care. Because as long as there's money to be made, this Chinese conglomerate will do what needs to be done. Money over art. Art gratis artis means art for art's sake. But yeah, we get to this. We get to people who are out there just trying to fucking rake in the billions just by pretending that there's something they could never be alone. And that's what destroys the market. That's what destroys us. Our image of our own selves, our representation, what we bring to the table, who we are, just how proud we are of our environment, our space. When people like this are no longer giving a shit about the consequences, but they're focused on just getting what they want. For what reason? Investors? Creativity? No. So that's what's going on. Do people want an Asian Aloy? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do. Like a cute Asian Aloy? Yeah, I'm sure they do. A lot of people were complaining about her being a Daiki too. But we got her. We got her story. I actually like learned to respect the character. Yeah, she's a freaking hunter in a post-apocalyptic dinosaur world. No shit, she's gonna be out there fucking killing dinosaurs because she has to not die. That is the nature in the human, right? That is like nature, and its the natural environment has created your interpretation of this. And sure, intergalactic couldn't be the same thing, but to be fair, in intergalactic it seems like you're flying out to the planets to find trouble. So again, she's not necessarily a person that had to face trouble. She's a person that desires to find trouble, whether it be an economic reason or whether it be just like a personal vendetta, is what the story is gonna have to be all about. But if they can't, make it convincing, if they can't make it personal, if they can't actually flesh out the character, then yeah, you're gonna get a lot of people going like, what the fuck was this? So we'll see, man. I think Tencent needs to like, I don't know. I think normally I would say there's no problem with a company trying to take inspiration and create another product, and then I would have an issue with Nintendo being like, oh, that Thor fucking what does he call it? We patented that game mechanic. Oh, you can't do that. That's where I would draw that line. But Tencent clearly thinks they have a strategy for infinite money, and that's not cool. I don't like that. So if Tencent disappeared yesterday, I don't think I would mind. That's all I'm really saying about that. But obviously, we don't know how deep their fingers run and where their pockets lie. So keep that in mind. But you know who else has light pockets? Sheesh. John Wick spin-off Ballerina stumbles, landing Lionsgate with 94 million quarterly net loss. Holy shizzle bizzles. It's The Last Dance, baby. This is by Tom Phillips over at IGN. A disappointing performance from John Wick's spin-off Ballerina has left TV and movie production company Lionsgate facing a 94 million quarterly net loss. The Anna de Armas starring film, opening on June 6th to positive reviews, though failed to match the box office of the main John Wick movies. Set between John Wick Chapter 3 and 4, Ballerina introduces de Armas character Eve Macaro as a dancer-turned-assassin, and features appearances by numerous John Wick regulars such as Ian McShane and Angelica Houston. And in this final scene appearance, the late Lance Reddick. Good guy. Will be fun. So there's actual people that go up to the singer, I think it's Tom Morello, and they go like, what's it like being a creep? And I was like, bro, you're missing the whole fucking point of the song. Ballerina even features John Wick himself, Keanu Reeves going through only in a small role. And despite this appearance featured in pre-release trailers, it seems the actor's guest spot was enough to convince the franchise's usual crowds to turn up packed theaters. Ballerina ended its worldwide box office run on 132 million versus a reported budget of 90 million. By comparison, John Wick Chapter 4 made 447.3 million on a budget of 100 million. Holy shit. Reacting to the company's latest financial results, Lionsgate boss John Feltheimer said the company was, quote, taking a number of important steps towards returning to a solid growth in fiscal 2027, with a trio of major film tentpoles set for the coming financial year. Variety reported, in addition to an increasing number of scripted TV series. Upcoming Lionsgate productions include a fresh Hunger Games movie adaptation based on the franchise's latest prequel novel, Sunrise on the Reaping, as well as two-part sequel of The Passion of the Christ. No spoilers! I get it. That's pretty cool. As for John Wick, sorry, that was a good one. As for the John Wick franchises, it remains unclear how Ballerina's performance will impact his plans for his future. On the previous suggestion that the film could get a sequel. Two additional John Wick spin-offs are already in development, including a franchise prequel and a side story featuring Donnie Yen's character of Kane. There are also plans for a full John Wick Chapter 5, though this still seems some way off. Last month, director Chad Stahelski said he was still trying to work out a story for the sequel, in order to work around the climactic ending of John Wick Chapter 4. spite of a slow start, Ballerina proves she belongs in the world of John Wick, with fight choreography that's every bit as creative and fun, and anything as serious has given us in the story character to stand on their own. IGN wrote. 8 out of 10. Soka. Well, that's disappointing. Maybe there is a stigma against women. I don't know. I just personally never felt that way in my life. But we talked about Lady Snowblood. Go check out our review if you haven't. Go check it out. It's pretty cool. Lady Snowblood, which was an old Japanese film in 1967, quote unquote. And we talked about how from the moment you're introduced to the character Lady Snowblood, Shira Yukihime, aka Snow White, Princess Snow White, you see grace, you see beauty, right? You understand from the moment you look at her that, damn, that is a woman. Whatever that means to you, that is a Japanese woman. She has her fancy-ass kimono. She has her nice spiffy umbrella. That woman is class. You start off Ballerina, and while they are ballerinas, you don't really get the idea that she is first and foremost a ballerina. You get the inclination that she's only there to try to get in with the whole Assassin's Guild, which is, spoilers, kind of what happens to her. But it just feels again that you're ignoring this character traits and all. Like, this character spent her life dancing. There should be grace to her movements. She shouldn't be John Wick. She should be the fucking, the freaking Sleeping White, or whatever you want to call it. What's the ballerina freaking Disney character? Belle something. Belle in the Watchtower or something. And dude, like, again, you didn't make this because you had a dream about, oh shit, what if this tortured girl had to like figure out a way to get even, or if her emotions for her family were so strong that she could never accept a new family, and that draws her to kill people. And no, you made this movie because John Wick sold out, and you sold yourself out, and now you're facing the consequences of not being inspired, to the fact that you don't even know what the sequel's supposed to be because you never even planned that far ahead. And again, that's what we're doing these days. You're saying, oh, Exit 8 sold on Steam like $5,000 or whatever you want to say. Let's make a movie. Oh, freaking video game movies are on the rise, and Michael Bay wants to create an explosion blockbuster of Mafia: The Old Country. Looking at the financials, rather than just being like, yo man, I played a sick ass game called Lollipop Chainsaw. Apparently James Gunn helped write that. Why don't we make a Lollipop Chainsaw movie? Yeah, it's not gonna sell, but you put a cute girl, you give her a chainsaw, and you say James Gunn, the guy who wrote Superman, helped put work on this. Come on, baby, it's inspiration. But ever so, the marketers, the investors, everybody who thinks they have a good idea, everybody who fucking thinks they know what the common person is looking for, in their fucking ivory towers, trying to fucking squeeze out every last drop of art just to make another buck. And this is your result. See, what bothers me most is not that they did this. They're more than allowed to try, man. I could have been down with a sick-ass ballerina movie where she actually dances mid-fighting, and it's like, oh, damn, look at that grace. Oh, shit. Oh, she just sliced that guy's head off. And it's like, but no, we just got John Wick in a female version, complete with her fucking suit Why is there a woman running around in a suit if she's supposed to be like this undercover assassin? There's only one scene where she wears a dress, and like maybe that was the best part of this whole movie because of the action sequences, obviously. But here we are. The worst part of all this, I felt that was weird. The worst part of all this is that now we're in the corner. Now we're in a position where you don't have much options. And it's like, oh, yeah, we're gonna focus on the building up our financials, man. Right here. We're gonna focus on our financials, man. So you're telling me that instead of creating more art, creating more inspired things, it's just gonna be more what's gonna sell. To which, have we really learned nothing? I know. But really? So, I like John Wick's. I like action movies. Again, we've talked about how when actual choreography happens, like either fighting choreography, gun choreography, martial arts choreography, or even fucking car combat choreography. Like I just saw the ending for Formula 1 again. I sneak into movie theaters. Don't tell her. And then yeah, that the scene, how realistic those turns are and how they lose position and track time if they oversteer, and how all that technicality is represented in that movie. And that's love, man. But now we're getting this. Now we're just gonna have to regain our money, because instead of actually doing the things we want to do, now we're on the beck and call of every investor that said, "Oh, you think I told you ballerina was gonna do well," or whatever it is. Or probably the investors were the ones like, "Oh, you should make a ballerina. They're gonna sell well." But either way, Lionsgate is in a interesting position. I think the worst shtick would be them looking at Keanu Reeves and be like, "Keanu, we need more money. Keanu, please make another one." And yeah, man, it's no longer again, art for art's sake. It's oh shit, we need money now, so we need to sell out. And that's unfortunate, because I feel like a lot of people are kind of there with just the way that the universe is, this economy and all that. But again, like, it's you've made your choices, man, and this is the results. You reap what you sow, and it's not gonna be great. And I do hope that, for the love of God, you'll be able to actually create the things you want to create and be in a safe standing with your investors and all that bullshit. But it's just too much. It's too much, man. Because too much is not enough. Superman. Look up in the sky. It's an 18-foot statue of Superman. It's by Roy Schwartz of IGN. Yep. Crypto, take me home. Superman tells his mighty mutt in the opening of the new Superman movie. Home, in this case, is the Fortress of Solitude. But that's not his real home. Neither is Smallville or Metropolis. It's Cleveland, Ohio. Superman was created in 1934 by two high schoolers from the Glenville suburb of Cleveland named Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster. They created the world's first superhero. Really? No way. Really? No way. I did not know that. And with him, invented a whole new genre of fiction. Their names. Oh yeah, because the samurai films didn't come out till like the 60s. Their names may not be as recognizable as Stan Lee or even Jack Kirby, but they're household names in Cleveland, which on Saturday, August 2nd, dedicated a new Siegel and Schuster Superman Plaza downtown, located in front of the Huntington Convention Center at the center of Ontario Street and St. Clair Avenue. The plaza features an awe-inspiring 9.5-foot statue of Superman flying, mounted on top an 18.5-foot pillar. I really wanna know. Yeah, baby. I really wanna say. Cute. It also features the life-size sculptures of Siegel and Shusher, as well as John Sigel, the original model for Lois Lane and later Jerry's wife. There's also a replica phone booth containing Clark Kent's discarded clothes. Awesome. It's a perfect time to celebrate the character and his creators. With the new movie officially a hit, DC Comics successfully Summer Superman Initiative, a forthcoming Crypto Superdog series on shorts on HBO Max. Supergirl movie coming out next summer. My Adventure with Superman animated series renewed for season 3, and recent news that work has already begun on follow-up film. Supermania is in full swing. It's a recognition that's long overdue. 1996, damn son. Huh. And Schuster, 1992, were both children of Jewish immigrants who fled Europe. Both were mild-mannered, shy and unpopular, and bespectacled. They based Clark Kent mainly on themselves. Superman was their wish fulfillment. He wasn't just a creation, he was their embodiment in fiction. Famously, they struggled for years to sell their revolutionary idea, until National Comics Publications, DC Today, needed filler for a new series and threw it in. Superman debuted in June 19... That happens every time I click it. 1938's Action Comics #1, in what Time magazine dubbed one of the 80 days that changed the world. Thiel and Schuster were paid $133,000 today for the strip, but with it, sold the rights to their brainchild. In perpetuity, disgruntlement grew, and they sued to reclaim ownership, failed, and were fired, by their byline removed of any appearance of the character. They spent the following 3 decades in poverty and declining health, until a public shaming campaign ahead of the 1978 movie convinced DC, by then owned by Warner Brothers, to award them an annuity and benefits, as well as restore their byline, Superman, created by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster. End quote. The hardships and heartache the pair endured is part of their story, making the Plaza dedication ceremony all the more joyous, a celebration of their remarkable legacy. Quote, it's absolutely a measure of justice, superscribed Mark Waid told IGN in an email. Quote, now hopefully their names will be as recognizable as folks as Stan Lee's. The road to creating the Tribute Plaza was itself a long and bumpy, however. In 2007, superfan and real-life Clark Kent, Michael Sangiacomo, then a reporter and columnist for The Plain Dealer, began writing articles calling on the city to recognize the special heritage. The same year, he helped establish the Siegel and Schuster Society, together with their family members and others, to honor them and their creation. Full disclosure, and remember, it was nominated and was nominally involved in the campaign. Nominally. In 2009, Society restored Jerry Siegel's childhood home, where the idea of Superman was born, adding commemorative plaques. It's now listed on the National Register of Historic Places. It's currently a private home, but the Society hopes that one day to turn into a museum. A few blocks away, the fence around where Joe Schumer's home stood was also renovated, and now displays 16 metal plaques, with the first Superman story from Action Comics #1. In 2011, the Society campaigned for the county to rename the streets they grew up on: Jerry Siegel Lane, and Joe Shuster Lane, and Lois Lane. Nice. They followed in 2012 with a permanent Superman exhibit at the Cleveland Airport, and in 2013 convinced the state of Ohio to issue a Superman-themed license plate. Sick! For the Society's accomplishments, the White Whale of Superman monument in Cleveland continued to elude them for more than a decade. Eventually, after location changes, fundraising letdowns, and a national lackluster response from City Hall, a years-long crowdfunding campaign managed to raise the required $2.2 million. DC and Warner Bros. Discovery approved the project, but were not directly involved. Serendipitously, James Gunn decided to film Superman's Metropolis scenes in Cleveland. Nice. Quote, it was perfect timing, Gary Kaplan, Jerry Siegel's cousin and president of the Siegel and Schuster Society, told IGN. It gave a much-needed boost, which also allowed the dedication and ceremonies to coincide with the movie's release. No. Hello? This is the operator. Is that you, Clark? Hello? Let's was the Easter. All right. The plot itself was designed by architect Nick Slaughterbeck of the film firm Moody Nolan and designed by renowned sculptor David Deming, who was also the former president of Cleveland Institute of Art. Set out to create a statue like no other. I wanted it to be unique. I did not want to look like all the other Superman sculptures around the world, standing akimbo and fully painted. Instead, Deming cast his out of stainless steel. He is the man of steel, he pointed out. Plus, steel built this city. Cleveland was known for its iron and steel industry from the mid-19th century throughout the late 20th century. It's also the first statue depicting Superman in flight, which was a challenge given that it weighs 2,500 pounds, Deming said. It is held by a blued pylon, which gradually tapers to give it a forced perspective of a tall building, he explained. It's also intended to gently evoke the crystals of the Fortress of Solitude, with protruding red and yellow dashes to complete the color scheme and an added sense of movement. When it came down to designing Superman's look, Deming said, I first gave him the original triangle symbol, but it wasn't as iconic. He went with the classic serifed symbol instead, and based his likenesses on a timeless quality, consciously steering away from similarity to any one art style or actor. The statues Jerry, Joe, and Joanne, meanwhile, are made of bronze, and the medium Deming is known for. On the morning of the unveiling, over 200 invitees, family members were joined by an animated crowd of about 200 fans. Some were in cosplay, though most wore the red capes reading Cleveland that were handed out. The covers were pulled off the statues. The live orchestra played John Williams' Superman theme to enthusiastic cheers. Quote, it's overwhelming. Laura Siegel Larson, Jerry Siegel's daughter, cheered up when delivering the speech. These three extraordinary real-life heroes on the outside looked like everybody else, but on the inside had real strength and courage. End quote. She told IGN, quote, I especially love that Deming captured a moment in their lives when they were young and filled with hope. And in the moment, they are literally watching the statue of Superman take flight several feet from them. Kaplan was ebullient. Quote, I feel like a superhero, he told IGN. Seeing that statue makes my heart soar higher than ever Superman could hope to fly. Wade said. Being there, under that blue sky with so many people, I had no idea it would be that good. Brad Ricca, Siegel and Schumann Society founding board member and author of the Superboys, The Amazing Adventures of Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster, the creators of Superman, told IGN. That's a long fucking interlation. Quote, I don't look at the plaza as Jerry, Joe, and Joan looking at Superman, Ricca added. I look at it as them kind of bringing him to life. It's no longer two stories. That are the creators and their dream, but it's the same story now. That's the way it should be. End quote. Superman artist John Bogdanove said, quote, everyone on Earth knows Superman, but relatively few know the two Cleveland teenagers who created him. It's only right that their hometown should honor the memory of Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster in this way. I wish they were still alive to see this. Quote, my dad would say, I always believed Superman would be an enormous hit, and I was right, Siegel told IGN. Quote, I'm very happy that Cleveland wants the world to know the Man of Steel and Lois Lane were created here. I hope statues inspire people everywhere to believe that if they keep doing good things and helping others, they can make the world a better place. Superman has always been a symbol for a better nature, using his powers for good, for all people. And Paul Levitz, former president and publisher of DC Comics, told IGN, and he's an immigrant who improved our world. Those are good models at this device time. Superman artist Rags Morales agreed, he told IGN. While we seem to be struggling day in and day out to define what is proper and heroic these days, it's always nice to see something as simple as a concept as Superman to remind us that it's just being our best selves. Is that what Superman does? Is that what every person interviewed said they hoped the new plaza would do? Remind us to look up in the sky. The Cleveland Evening News Press. That's the Easter egg. Super Sly. Oh, there you go. Yeah, there you go. I called it. Super Sly. The Siegel and Schuster Superman Plaza includes a statue replica of a phone booth with Clark Kent's discarded clothes inside. Eagle-eyed visitors might notice that the press card tucked in Kent's fedora reads, The Cleveland Evening News. It's a clever nod to Action Comics number 2, July 1938, in which Kent worked for the fictional Cleveland Evening News. Kent first wrote for the Daily Star in Action Comics number 1, June 1938, named after the Toronto Daily Star, Toronto Star Today, where co-creator Joe Shuster worked as a newsboy before moving to the US. Nice. Superman was created in Cleveland, and creator Siegel and Schuster pitched the comic strip locally, situating their characters' adventures there. Most likely, this was left as an oversight when they later reused the strip for the comic book. Clark Kent's great metropolitan newspaper didn't even become Daily Planet until the second episode of the radio serial February 14th, 1940, and in the Comics in Action Hero, and in the Comics in Action Comics 23, April 1940. Nice. Well, that's that, man. That was a big one, but it's inspiring nonetheless, kinda. Cleveland, where the original Superman was released, or the Superman created. And there's that blue, red. Nice. So that. Yeah, we talked about when Superman came out. Oh, there we go. I was looking for these guys. Suck. It's a bird displaying. It's the guys. Yo, money on the web. Somewhere between a sacred silence and sea. Somewhere between a sacred silence and sea. The sort of oh shit, I thought he was falling. Sick. When I became the man, the man's son. Sick. Nice. No, go. Very nice. Yeah, man. That's it right there. If you believe, you know what I mean? And the hope. Yeah, when the movie Superman came out, we talked about how these guys were actual immigrants from the post-war World II, and yeah, they left that country and they saw just how cruel humanity could be. But even if in all that and throughout their understanding, their learning of the universe, they still created something positive. And I don't know many people that can do that. So when we have these heroes, when we have the souls of those, the best of us, they deserve to be represented. I think that is something that is less and less kind of acknowledged, you know? We're so used to being ourselves and moving fast and just ignoring anything that doesn't benefit like the bottom lines. But we forget, man. Every single day people go through things. Every single day people die. And you can't just forget that at the end of the day we're all experiencing this moment in time called life. So let's represent. Let's be a little bit more positive and try to share the love. I think that's the only way we can actually learn and we can actually grow as a society. Not just a me, but what are we going to do? What are we capable of together? Godspeed, Cleveland. All right, and here we get to the shitty side of humanity. I was a little unsure how to talk about this, but you know what? I think it deserves to be said. If people are out there talking shit about men and how fucked up we are and how stupid we are, then yeah, let's pay attention to what's going on. Losers keep throwing sex toys at WNBA players during games. There's a third example of a dildo being tossed at the female basketball players in the last 12 days. That is a sentence. By Zach Swain over at Kotaku. Tuesday, Indian Fever and Los Angeles Sparks WNBA game was temporarily disrupted after someone tossed a large green dildo at the players at the court. There's a third such incident of a sex toy being tossed into the WNBA court during an active game in the last 2 weeks. With some betting markets now taking bets on whether or not a dildo will be tossed in the NBA. God damn it. players at future games, though likely this terrible trend will continue. Even as the WNBA reportedly looks to ban fans from bringing bags into venues in an effort to prevent this from happening. God damn it. The first incident of dildo being thrown into the WNBA court happened on July 29th during a match between Golden State Valkyries and Atlanta Dream. Like what happened on Tuesday, a neon green dildo was promptly thrown onto the court. On August 1st, a similar incident involving a sex toy happened during a match between the Valkyries and the Chicago Sky. There are also at least 2 reports via social media of people attempting to toss dildos onto the court at other NBA games, but these didn't make it out to the crowd. However, one of these sex toys, also neon green, reportedly thrown during an August 6th WNBA game in New York City, came close to hitting a child. It's clear this is becoming a thing, and players and coaches are understandably frustrated and upset about the situation. Quote, "I think it's ridiculous. It's dumb. It's stupid," Sparks coach Lynn Roberts said after the game on Tuesday. Quote, "It's also dangerous and players' safety is number one. Respecting the game, all those things. I think it's really stupid." On August 1st, New York's Liberty forward Isabel Harrison posted on social media. Quote, "Arena security? Hello? Please do better. Hello? Please do better. It's not funny. It never was funny. Throwing anything on the court is so dangerous." Polymarket Sports is reporting that the NBA is enacting a ban on bags at some upcoming games. However, I was unable to corroborate this claim. And Polymarket itself might have a vested interest in dildo tossing at the gambling site. Yep. Polymarket, huh? It's now taking bets on whether sex toys will be tossed in NBA games. Yes, we are living in a timeline where people are betting on whether someone will toss a sex toy at a professional female athlete trying to play basketball. Shit sucks. Over on August 2nd, police in College Park arrested 23-year-old Durbert Carver, the man who allegedly tossed the first dildo during the Valkyrie stream game. According to law enforcement, he faces courts of disorderly conduct, public indecency, and criminal trespass. In an affidavit, as reported by ESPN, Carver admitted that the tossing of the dildo on the court was, quote, supposed to be a joke. "It's supposed to be a joke, man. It's a joke." Fucking dumbasses. In an advent, it's supposed to be a joke, and that was, quote, supposed to go viral. God fucking damn it. Sadly, it seems like it has. And copycats are now tossing more green dildos onto the WNBA courts. Not only is this dangerous and annoying for players, but throwing sex toys onto the court of the WNBA game is clearly a misogynistic act against these women who dare to be professional athletes in an era when professional women's sports are thriving, with high ratings and stars being created. It's clear some young men, likely fueled by anti-women politics and a horrible online manosphere, feel empowered and even forced to fight back. Tossing dildos at women is done by embarrassing them and reminding them that, according to these shitbags, they are only sex objects who shouldn't be playing basketball in front of adoring crowds of fans. Hopefully, WNBA security steps up things and we can stop this shit from happening in any future games. Goddamn. That's that. So, okay. Thankfully, we just talked about a lot of things. We just talked about a lot of fucking things. So I feel like we are equipped to actually have some discussion about this. Number one, a president. Were we taking notes earlier? What is a president? Yes, a president is this dumbass going, "Oh, that was supposed to go viral." And it does. And it did. Why? Because it's such an outlandish shit that it's just so... Who is inspired by this? Like, clearly men, right? And there's a lot, man, I can't even right now. There's a lot of things that just are Do we still believe in love? Like, in this generation, who still feels like they can meet a respectable female, or vice versa, female meeting a male, and actually believes that you could build a healthy relationship? Because somewhere along the line, not only have men been like, their animosity towards females has risen, right? But how? Why? Because success? Because females started bashing on men? Like, where did this all stem from? Like, in terms of who said this was right? Because it's supposed to go viral. It's supposed to be a fucking joke. But it's not. It's real. It adapted. People saw that message and they ran with it. They were encouraged by this man's actions. Is it funny? Wow. Is it funny to disrespect each other now? Whatever happened to respect? Because last I checked, females were no longer respecting their partner and were off telling every one of their girlfriends about how shitty he is, how he works in bed, and how he acts in their private chambers. And yeah, that was supposed to be a joke. But I don't think there's any man that feels safe with his female partner, as in, like, she's not gonna go fucking rant on TikTok, she's not gonna go blab on the internet, she's not gonna go fucking hit up 30 of her fucking DMs, fucking of all hornbags, just trying to give her some attention. And it's like, okay, so this is not a one issue. This is a societal issue. And we lost. Simply put, if we can no longer, like, stand each other's presence, how the fuck do you expect to create a family? Right? So what? We freeze eggs and we just forget about marriage, single mothers without a male influence in a child's life? Is that what we're looking for? Is that the new normal? Is that the new president of the United States? Because again, like, I'm not trying to fucking give these guys any leeway. This is stupid. They're just so fucking idiots. Like, if I'm being selfish about it, like, dog, I can sneak shit into stadiums just because I know how shit works. But if you're telling me these fucking dumbasses are, I can do it because I'm doing it for myself. I'm not throwing shit into the field. I'm just recording things, or I'm just like sipping a brewski or something because I don't want to pay like $30 for a fucking drink. But you're telling me now these fucking idiots are blowing up my cover because they just want to be fucking dumbasses and be, oh, I want to be viral. Then that's where shit is fucking crooked, man. Why do we want to be viral? Because we need to catch up to the females who are OnlyFans? Because male income is no longer able to support a family because females are making more than the men in a CEO positions or office positions where the 1% male CEO wants to fill up his office with cute females? Is this what we're supposed to be doing? Is this our future? Is this what we are in America? Maybe even the world. But right now, WNBA has dumbasses who can't respect. And I get it. We as men have been disrespected, and for obvious fucking reason. But this doesn't make things any better. It's not funny. And more than funny, it's not a fucking lifestyle. You're out here taking bets on how fucked up you can be to each other. And that is what people are making money off of. We're so fucked up, man. This is what your fucking capital does for you now. Inspire others to fucking fuck each other over. You're so fucking stupid, man. We're so fucked up. I can't stand this shit anymore. It doesn't take that much brain power to go, maybe I shouldn't be an asshole. Maybe I shouldn't get this fucking neon dildo and throw it into a court where women are running back and forth. Where this rubber/latex object could be slipped on, could be stepped on, could trip up someone. And then what? That's the viral? That's your viral moment? Oh shit, she fell on her ass. Let me record her. Oh, it's so funny. That's what we are in this generation? Because you're fucking money? Because you're capital? Because you're fucking need to represent yourself to fucking get clicks and likes? This is what you are. This is what you've become. Need Superman. Need Superman. Let's close this one out. People like horses, right? People like animals. They're cute. They're not assholes unless you give them food. Unless you don't feed them. But once in a while, everything that's beautiful on this earth does have a limited time. And Ume Musume Pretty Derby fans mourn death of champion racehorse Grass Wonder. It's by Variety Townsend, which means that the writer did not want people to know they were playing Uma Musume. Okay, over at IGN. Grass Wonder, one of the real-life racehorses that inspired a character in Uma Musume, passed away on August at age 30, prompting an outpour of condolences from fans of Kasai Games' anime horse girl franchise. The stallion, Grass Wonder, is one of the real-life Japanese racehorses Cry Games turned into character for its Uma Musume Pretty Derby anime and games. As all Uma Musume's characters in anime grows with equine ears and tails, Grass Wonder also got a sex change. In the Uma Musume universe, Grass Wonder is a friendly but determined girl who grew up in America but loves Japanese culture, echoing how the real horse was American bred but trained in Japan. The character's light brown hair and white dot at the front mimics the horse's chestnut coat and the white star marking. The real Grass Wonder is known for winning Arima Ken, one of Japan's prestigious Grade 1 races, twice. During his 4-year career, 1977 to 2000, he placed first in 9 out of 15 races. At the time, Grass Wonder was matched against fellow racehorse Special Week. Oh, people love that one. Resulting in a tense photo finish back in 1999. Let's go! And this rivalry was portrayed in Uma Musume Pretty Derby anime. After retiring from racing in 2000, Grass Wonder went on to sire 4 champions, including Screen Hero and Earnestly. Alright, we'll watch this at the end. Hold on. Oh, this is sick. We're gonna watch this at the end. According to the official obituary, the Big Red Farm where Grass Wonder lived out his twilight years, former champion racehorse was in good health until he started to decline yesterday evening. He passed away from age-related multiple organ failure at the age of 30. Fuck! Impressive age for a racehorse. In response to, oh my god, now I'm feeling every organ in my body fail. ADD shit. In response to the news about, or what is that, autism? Fuck, I know. In response to the news about the real Grass Wonder's going to the Great Big Passion in the Sky, Uma Musume's official X account posted on August 8th. We received the news that Grass Wonder, one of the horses that served as inspiration for the character in our franchise, has passed away. We would like to extend condolences to all related parties and pray for response of this champion horse's soul. Repose. No. Fans also posted messages of condolences, with many hoping the Grass Wonder was now in a place where there are plenty of dandelions, his favorite food. The last horse from the strongest generation has set off on his final journey. Thank you, Grass Wonder. Another pointed out that although they feel sad when the real horse behind the character passes away, the horses will keep on shining forever in the world of Uma Musume. By coincidence, Rina Made, who voices Grass Wonder in Uma Musume Pretty Derby, also posted on X yesterday about her experience visiting the racehorses in real life. She said she intends to go back to see him again, although she sadly won't get the chance. Yeah. Grass Wonder 19, when it was a Grass Wonder as part of the voice actor playing Wolf Grass Wonder. He's eating lots of dandelions. No. Feel sad. There you go. Aged 28 2 years ago. Look at that. So all the... Okay. I was under the impression... Oh, so cute. I was... It's cute. I was under the impression that every racehorse was female. Hence, Uma Musume would all be females. But now you're telling me they gender bend them? What? I got issues with that one. Also, like, no offense, but like, aren't the male horses faster than the female? Okay, actually, for this one instance, I would assume that the female horses are better racers than the male horses because they'd be thinner and more sleek / agile for racing, like in longer durations. Whereas I feel like a male horse could race faster, but would get tired sooner, which would not make them super great for racetracks. But I'm not a horse guy. I'm a wolf guy. So fuck if I know. That being said, let's watch this beautiful photo finish. Let's do it. Don't do it. It's 3 minutes. Okay, it's 3 minute race. We can do this. We can do this. Yeah, but bust up the volume. '44th Great Nippon Grand Prix. Which one is it? I can't tell. Special weekday. That's the one everybody likes, huh? Oh, is that the white on the front of the head? Oh, special weekday. Sorry. And people actually ride on the horses? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. So you gotta ride on the horses then. That's how come the jockeys don't get any love? Trainer son? Yada. There she goes, there she goes. Damn, those horses are crazy, man. They don't freak out. They're not worried of bumping into each other. Special Weekend is hugging that railing though. So there's no way they're gonna get past that. Is that not illegal? Okay, they're not hugging the railing. Or maybe they are. So strange. Oh, there he goes. There he goes. 1-2-1. 1-2-1. Nah, it's not. No, it doesn't work like that because they're so close to the. Okay. Special Week is hugging the railing. What that means is that its turn is gonna be shorter than the even the horse right next to it. Oh shit. So where is the line? You know what I mean? Yeah, so look at that turn. Yeah, there you go. That turn. Special Week takes number 1 because it's hugging the rails. What the fuck? That should not be legal. No. Give it gas. Give it gas. Oh shit! Look at him go! Oh shit! Oh fuck! That's crazy. It's colder than weekend. Sheesh. Okay, man. Racehorsing, am I right? Well, I did not think we would end on that note, but man, what a beautiful way to highlight its majesticness, majesty. There you go. So, to everybody out there, the horsies, go pet your animal. Come on, man, show them some love. Go get a pet, man. Learn how to love like a small object. Understand that this thing is dependent on you, and that doesn't have to be a bad thing, man. It bothers me that in this generation we can't even have kids, because not only do we not believe that we'll still be married 5 years from now, but we don't even we see kids as a burden now. And that is that is so sad, man. That is so sad that we're put in this position that people can't even confidently have children because the finances aren't there. So, if it's up to you, please tell your animal you love them. If you have a horse, give them some hay or whatever they like to eat. And if they like dandelions, grass wonder, we'll respect that too. So, Godspeed. All right. Well, not to say that wasn't exciting, but man, horses are quite the interesting gamble. Huh? Be here. So, with all that being said, I hope we've seen a couple of fun things. We've experienced some life. We've understood. That's not it. Gonna slip in with the slipping for the wrong thing. Yeah, I mean, the world is a shitty place, but it's like that because we don't have the right heroes in the limelight, man. We're so fucking focused on like, oh, Andrew Tate and his red pill, oh my god, you're so right, fam. And like, we're so focused on like, oh, I gotta get those clicks for the OnlyFans, oh, I gotta show off more skin so people can follow my videos and give me money and blah blah blah. And yeah, man, it's on all of us. It really is, man. It's on the males who don't have any fucking like self-control, that will fucking finish on whatever makes them feel emotion, and it's on the women who have not respected their own femininity, that they've decided that feminism means eradicating the male, the testosterone, which is idiotic because you're ruining your own right to be feminine, right? When if a good man goes up to you and goes like, hey baby girl, I got you, don't worry about it, it's gonna be okay, like listen, I know this is gonna be rough, but I'm here for you, I'm gonna take care of you, I'm gonna hold you, I'm gonna whatever you need. I'm not gonna say that because you guys take it for granted, but in my brain, whatever you need, I can provide, I can do. But the moment you go, fuck, man, oh man, the shit, oh they're so horny and they're so fucking stupid, and you're like, yeah, well then no shit, the man or a man or me, I'll be like, all right, see you later, what's up? Not even visual, not even a vocal communication. I will look at you in the eyes, I will nod at you, and I'll walk away. And that is where we're at, man. Because I know it's not just me, right? Like, I have a pretty good head on my shoulders. I can accept negative emotions, and I can analyze my own representations and my actions, and I can pinpoint exactly why I did something and what emotions I were feeling when I did that, and why that encouraged me to act a certain way. But that is self-acknowledgement. You don't just earn that shit by being a dumbass. You put in the work. You try. You learn. And again, in this generation of instant gratification, of one-day shipping, of fucking my new boyfriend has a beggar dick or whatever, it's no longer what we can do. It's what we can get, what we can receive. What is mine? And that's disgusting, man. Especially if you're supposed to be thinking of a future where you can provide, not just for your wife, not just for yourself, but for the children that are gonna come from the both of you. And yeah, that's where it's at. So it's rough out there. I don't think I got much time, but you know what it is? It's just another day. So with all that being said, let's get back into the music, man. I am here. I will do what I do, and I will love how I love, because that's what I believe in. So give me a second, give me a chance, let's jam out. Okay. Alright, let's get it. Shrek is love. Shrek is life. Alright. Well, we've learned something. I've seen the edge of the darkness, and now it's inspired me. Goes fast. Everything. I forgot. I'm a bad person, you don't like me. I guess I'll make my own way. It's a circle, a mean cycle. I can't inside you anymore. Where's the gravel, your journey? What's my offense this time? Without the judgment, if you're gonna judge me, it sends me to another line. It's our right chord, right? I swear it's not my fault, cause you know I'm not insane. I'm not insane. Oh, we're not the same. The friends who stood together, we were rolling names and blood. But I guess you can't accept that the change is good. It's good. It's good. You treat me just like another stranger. It's nice to meet you, so I guess I'll go. I'll best be on my way out. You treat me just like another stranger. It's nice to meet you, so I guess I'll go. I'll best be on my way out. Ignorance is your new best friend. Ignorance is your new best friend. That's the best thing that could have happened. Any longer I wouldn't have made it. Now not a rapture, not a rapture. I'm just a person, but you can't take it. The same no one's fool. I won't be anywhere. Turns out the same kid from your memory. Now I can fend for myself. I don't wanna hear songs don't wanna feel your pain. I'm sorry, it's all my fault, cause you know we're not the same. We're not the same. Oh, we're not the same. The two flexing them together, we roll our names in blood. But I guess you can't accept that the change is good. It's good. It's good. You treat me just like another stranger. It's nice to meet you, so I guess I'll go. I'll best be on my way out. You treat me just like another stranger. It's nice to meet you, sir. I guess I'll go. I'll best be on my way out. Ignorance is the new best friend. Ignorance is the new best friend. Ignorance is the new best friend. Ignorance is... You treat me just like another stranger. It's nice to meet you, so I guess I'll go. I'll best be on my way out. You treat me just like another stranger. It's nice to meet you, so I guess I'll go. I'll best be on my way out. Yeah, that's nice. So that original, it's a quick little intersection. That's an F sharp. It is an F sharp. Fair enough. Close. But not close. Let's talk about it. No. There's a reason the chords suck back then. When I was younger, I saw my daddy crying and cursed at the wind. He broke his own heart as I watched, as he tried to reassemble it. And my mama swore she would never forget herself again. And that was the day that I promised I'd never see if it does not exist. But darling, you are the only exception. You are the only exception. You are the only exception. You the only exception. Maybe I know somewhere deep in my soul that love never lasts. We've got to find other ways of making it alone, keep a straight face. And I've always lived like this, keeping a comfortable distance. And up until now I had sworn to myself that I'm content with it, 'cause none of it was ever worth the risk. But you are the only exception. Oh, you are the only exception. You the only exception. Oh. And I gotta type reality, but I can't look what's in front of me here. And I know you're leaving in the morning when you wake up, and leave me with some kind of proof. Whoa. You are the only exception. Oh, you are the only exception. You are the only exception. Oh, you are the only exception. You are the only exception. Oh, you are the only exception. You are the only exception. Oh, you are. And I'm on my way to believing. Oh, and I'm on my way to believing. Yosh. Kind of funny how it all lines up, huh? I swear I don't plan these things. It's just life. So when things happen by coincidence or chance, I don't believe it. So I hope life treats you well in its expected abuse. And I pray that you learn, right? It's not you, it's not me, it's we. That we learn to love in a way that isn't monetary. I don't want to donate to your fucking cause. I want to understand your cause. I want to represent that feeling. And I want to uphold you and lift you if it's going to create something worth believing in. But, this world, these dreams, they only last if you believe in them. So, I believe in you. I believe in humanity. I just know that we don't have much to believe in, and I hope we can find that for our sakes. And yeah. So hey, it's Sunday. Tomorrow's Monday. I'm gonna go watch Arcane at the Netflix Theater Majigi on Thursday. So we're already having plans to get excited and looking forward to experiencing life here and there. So with all that being said, it's your boy EXP66. So Ookami 626. Wishing you buenos dias, buenas tardes, beautiful love, and a better future. But until then, hasta la próxima. Why are you singing, Cure? Ya, mátane. thought we had more time for that. Ciao. Matane. Oh. I hit the wrong button.